The dense forest was deathly quiet, save for the rustling leaves and the occasional distant hoot of an owl. Mark adjusted his rifle strap and glanced at his hunting partner, Tom, who was scanning the undergrowth with a sharp gaze. They had ventured deep into the wilderness, farther than they ever had before, in search of game worthy of their skill. "I don't like this place," Tom muttered. "It feels wrong." Mark chuckled. "Getting cold feet? This is prime hunting ground." Tom shook his head but didn't argue. The two pressed on, their boots crunching on dried leaves. The sun was setting, casting eerie shadows through the skeletal trees. Just as Mark was about to suggest setting up camp, a sudden noise made them freeze. A low, guttural growl echoed from the trees ahead. Mark raised his rifle, heart hammering. "Wolf?" he whispered. Tom shook his head. "That doesn't sound like a wolf." Then they saw it. A massive figure loomed just beyond the tree line. At first, Mark thought it was a bear, but as it stepped into the fading light, his breath caught. It stood on two legs, covered in matted fur, its elongated snout filled with jagged teeth. Yellow eyes glowed with an unnatural malice. "What the hell is that?" Tom gasped, stepping back. Mark swallowed hard. His instincts screamed at him to run, but his legs refused to move. The creature let out another growl, deeper this time, almost a chuckle. It was playing with them. Mark fired. The gunshot rang through the forest, but the creature barely flinched. Tom grabbed Mark's arm, yanking him back. "Run!" They tore through the woods, branches whipping at their faces. The thing gave chase, its heavy footfalls pounding the earth like war drums. Mark risked a glance back and instantly regretted it. The creature was fast, unnaturally so, gaining on them with terrifying ease. A root snagged Tom's boot. He stumbled, crashing to the ground. Mark skidded to a halt, reaching for his friend, but the creature was already there. It loomed over Tom, its breath ragged, foul, and hot against his face. Mark raised his rifle again, but the beast's gaze locked onto him. A deep, guttural voice echoed in his mind. "Mine." Mark's vision blurred, his limbs felt heavy. He collapsed to his knees as the world twisted around him. The last thing he saw before darkness consumed him was Tom's terrified face and the creature's hungry grin. When Mark awoke, he was alone. The sun had risen, but the air was thick with silence. No birds, no insects, nothing. Mark staggered to his feet, heart hammering. "Tom?" No answer. A trail of blood led deeper into the woods. Mark followed, dread clawing at his stomach. His rifle was gone, his pack was missing. He was utterly defenseless. Then he saw the clearing. Tom stood in the center, motionless, his back to Mark. Relief surged through him, but something was wrong. Tom's body was rigid, his arms hanging limply at his sides. "Tom?" Mark called out. Slowly, too slowly, Tom turned. His eyes were black pits, his skin stretched unnaturally over his bones, a twisted smile played on his lips. And then, in a voice that was not his own, he whispered, "Run!" The forest erupted with growls,